first time in a long time, but back like I never left. Taking each day as it comes, you know me, I don't read ahead. Watch me burn down everything, BDE on the TV set. When I'm in control on the road, you can never really know what's up next.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Braden Harrington here with Davey Portman for, I guess this is a BD Elite.
It is a BD Elite.
Technically, I was just going to say up next, but I guess I got to name the shows properly.
BD Elite, presented to you from...
The BDE.
From... and up next.
From Up Next.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that's the one, yeah. And tonight we're going double or nothing. Yes, I wish we were in a casino. This feels like it was supposed to be.
I feel like we're getting
Vegas.
close to there, Braden.
You want to go to a casino? Take
I'll
over?
go anywhere.
SummerSlam?
I'll go anywhere
Cardi
right
B?
now.
What?
Let's
No,
do
that's
it.
a different show.
Let's do it.
Welcome, Twitch people. We did a watch along earlier tonight for AEW Dynamite. As we all hung around for like 5 hours watching wrestling, but a pretty thumbs up. I can tell you right now, spoilers, thumbs up from us for most part. And we'll get into it because we're going to review the whole show. But reminders that we do watch alongs, and shout out all the people in the Twitch chat today hanging around, all the usual suspects. But then we had some world champs from the Patreon join us. Mike DaCosta.
Yes.
Or Mikey Omega.
Exactly.
Dickie Bird.
Mm-hmm.
The GOAT himself, Dickie
Up
Bird.
next Mania Man himself.
Yeah, the legend. And Jason Hagholm, the MMA expert. That's what I'm donning him. We have a few fighting experts in our community too.
Is the other one okay? Because he sounded a bit worse for wear the other day.
Oh yeah, Eric Marcotte.
Yeah,
true. Well, we had a fun time watching all that wrestling. Those guys were awesome, and we can't say thanks enough to all our patrons. And the new month is coming soon, but May was our highest grossing month, and we can't do this without you guys. And thank you. And we had a blast. I feel like we hadn't had like a pay-per-view night like this in a little while. I guess we had Backlash, but I can't tell you the truth. I wasn't excited for Backlash.
We'll go into the whole production of tonight, but it felt special tonight. Fans were back, and just the setting, it's kind of, we're moving into summer. The fact we saw like sunlight throughout this whole show.
Yeah.
It felt very special, and it felt like a big deal tonight.
Yeah, it felt like the grass is greener.
Yeah.
All I know is I tuned into a wrestling pay-per-view, spent the $50+ here in Canada, and then I realized there's no more COVID. COVID's gone.
Yeah, has it gone?
Apparently.
Okay, cool. Happy birthday. But yeah, congratulations.
According to Too Cold.
Yes, according to
which was our new favorite thing from the Twitch.
Allegedly.
It's crazy. I tune into a wrestling event is what I mean, and I watch, and this crowd is crazy. You did a primer show with Cino, and I was listening to you guys. And I didn't watch Dynamite. I didn't get a chance to. Fridays. I was like, I work, but like hearing you guys were like, oh, the crowd, and it seemed like I watched some clips on Twitter, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. But watching this just felt like special.
Yeah, I mean, Friday, I really felt they presented a house show, and they kind of got away with it because of the crowd, and because that felt like a novelty before again. And maybe that was a deliberate thing to make tonight feel extra special, when it's like, yeah, you had a crowd with like a soft card, and now here's a crowd with something hot. It definitely added to my enjoyment tonight.
Yeah, it felt like something very special right from the beginning. We had the like opening pre-show thing. We had it on. I worked all day, and I came home, and you made a gorgeous dinner.
All right, we got to talk about our grill, right?
I mean,
we'll talk about AEW, but
because it's a long fucking AEW show. But you got this indoor grill for the new apartment, and it's the show stealer. We've just been grilling like
pretty much every day.
So I came home, and then you grilled us some salmon, giant piece of salmon.
Huge.
And then you made some rice.
Shout out Farm Boy.
Yeah, it's basically like Trader Joe's, but I guess here in Canada. I think they have Farm Boy in the States, actually, probably. And then we feasted while we watched wrestling. It felt like a good day.
It was a great day.
Yeah, it was a great day.
Great day. Best day of my life.
Was it?
No.
I feel like I was like excited for this pay-per-view, and I can't say that it was like any of the matches were like dream matches or anything like that, but I knew that they would deliver.
It was a weird one, actually, because I came in and, as you said, that word dream match, and I think something like AEW being so fresh, there's been the need to kind of put together those dream matches. And this felt the first pay-per-view where the card, I would say, I wasn't necessarily excited about any of them. I wasn't coming into this card going, oh, I can't wait to watch this match. But I would also say there wasn't a match I wasn't looking forward to see. I think, like, I knew all these matches would deliver. But yeah, they just seemed a bit weird, like a triple threat world title match, like the tag match with it not even being a legit tag team going for the titles and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It felt a weird card, but also a promising card.
Yeah, you knew going in that there would be some matches. You knew that triple threat sounds weird but fun, and you knew it'd be crazy and deliver, and that's what it did. I think everything kind of did in its own weird way, but I felt like the past few weeks of them building up to this pay-per-view felt really good. I hated this. I know it's not up to them, but like the switch to Friday, it throws me off, especially when we do shows and stuff. I'm like, oh, well, I want to watch it, but
it's all right. We got you.
But it's like I want to watch it, but then I can't. But it's like, you know, there's sports playoffs and stuff, and obviously that kind of beats wrestling. But they did a good job of building this already for me. I just like, oh, I want to see what they can do, and seeing a crowd definitely made it feel like this next level. Like Vince McMahon's pissed. Someone called him and was like, ah, shit, you should have seen that. He's like, don't worry,
we going to Cleveland?
What's in Cleveland?
SmackDown or something. I don't
What?
know. Yeah.
No.
It's close.
Not that close.
Go to Sparrow.
That's where we went last time.
Yeah.
With
Just
Way
turn
and
off that toll on the GPS and
Yeah.
and go to Sparrow in Cleveland. Let's go.
Way listened to UpNXT. Wei Ting listened to UpNXT because we got heat for the church's chicken slander, and Wei Ting was pissed. So we're just 0-2 on Wei Ting's direction and how to use the GPS and his fried chicken recommendations. Don't trust Wei when it comes to those
Shouldn't we be in
things.
Chicago now? Why are we in Cleveland?
Why are we?
But let's go to Cleveland. Let's go watch
No.
some wrestling. Come on. COVID's over.
Fuck. I feel like SummerSlam in Vegas would be really fun, especially if they were to do like some sort of takeover or
And
NXT.
Cardi B.
Yeah, obviously that's
Right.
the selling point there. But I don't know if I want to go to Cleveland, like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's great.
Yeah. Where else is there things announced? Is AEW? Oh, Chicago, All In, where they announced All Out. Sorry.
We'll go to Chicago. We'll go
September.
to St. Louis.
Yeah, September. We'll just go.
My birthday weekend.
We'll do it again.
I'm turning 30.
No, actually, you're not.
COVID didn't count.
Didn't
I'm turning
count?
30.
So what does that mean for me? Because I'm actually turning 30 in July.
You're like,
28 still?
just it's your 21st, baby.
21st. Okay,
Yeah.
I don't know. About
COVID took a toll on us. Like,
yeah, yeah, it doesn't make me look 21. It makes me look a little older. I feel like maybe we could do All Out.
Let's do All Out. Let's go All Out for All Out.
There's no StarCast.
Tarps
though.
off for...
Tarps off. Oh, don't get me started on the tarps. We'll get to the tarps being pulled off, definitely, on this show. This show had everything. It had tarps off. It had side boob. It had everything. Should we just start talking about it? Because
Yeah,
there's a lot of it tonight. They did a great job on that pre-show. Like I mentioned, I came home and we threw that on. You were cooking. I was gonna say you cooked, and the Riho and Serena Deeb match was awesome as well.
Yeah, for me, Serena Deeb isn't missing. Any match she's doing, whether it be on Dynamite, a pre-show, a pay-per-view, like, she's having one of the best matches. And I thought they both really kicked things off for a really good start for the night.
Yeah, it was good. And I also like the videos for all the matches on the pay-per-view. Like a lot of the Young Bucks interviews, the Mox and Eddie Kingston one. And
JR with his cold.
Jared, did he have a cold?
He sounded rough.
Oh, I hope he was okay.
Yeah.
I still love JR. I don't know. So then we go into the actual show. So this is AEW Double or Nothing 2021. Let's start off. It's still, like we mentioned, it's Florida. It's 8 p.m., but there's still some sun. It's like the sun's just about to start going down. And how do you do that when it's from dusk till dawn? You got to bring out a cowboy.
You do.
Hangman Page going up against, for some reason, a Terminator in this match. It's Cowboys versus Terminators
Yeah.
in this. Page versus Cage.
It looked as good as his Thanos gear.
What was this? Oh, right.
Yeah.
Was he Thanos? He was Thanos, right?
He's Thanos at AAA.
Yeah, and so was his mate Leo Rush, who's on this show.
Yeah.
The Mothman.
Who's about as good as his Spider-Man appearance, yeah.
Brian Cage comes out with this like Terminator thing. I swear he wore something similar on an Impact thing.
I think Jason was it in our watch along
Yeah.
said it was when he won the title at Rebellion
That makes sense.
in Toronto, actually.
So Cage versus Page. I'm surprised I saw someone tweet that they were surprised that this wasn't advertised as like Page in a cage,
Page in a
Rage
cage.
and all that. Like just use it, but I'd say this is the another kind of number one contenders match in the rankings.
It's got to be like it's going to boost either of these people up to the next level.
Yeah.
It's worth noting not only do we have a crowd, but the way they shot this whole show, it showed off that full crowd tonight. They've changed the camera angles. We don't have the two tunnels, I believe. It was just one tunnel and shifted where the hard cam was.
How am I supposed to know who's a babyface or the
I
heel?
know, right? It
What?
looked great.
It did.
It really looked great. And obviously, in the past, we've seen way, way bigger crowds than this, but having been kind of deprived from it from so long and shooting it this way, this looked like a WrestleMania to me.
It looked like WrestleMania right off the bat because you had
and we're
some
talking
pyro.
5,000 people, but
Yeah.
like after what we've had the last year, this looked fantastic.
It looks so cool, especially outside with the cool entrances from both guys here. But this was a banger to start the show off. I kind of thought that they'd start with this. This reminded me of when they opened a pay-per-view with Hangman and Kenny. It's like,
Yes.
why not start off with a hot match? And Hangman's the man who starts Dynamite. Like, you know, if he's
that
coming
music
out.
hits.
Yeah, and that music's a banger. So, like, yeah. Page versus Cage. Right away, these guys are going at each other. Obviously, Cage is bigger, but Page, like, is just slugging it out with him. There's a suicide dive onto the outside. But then Page gets powerbombed into the post, which is nasty. There's a Orihara moonsault from Page to the outside, and then a Rana off the top rope. There's like a superplex onto the stage from Cage. It's basically him throwing Hangman around here, and then picks him up onto the top rope. And I don't think I've seen this, but Brian Cage hits an F5 off the top.
This was nuts. Yeah, this looked great.
Hangman kicks out of 2, and then it looks like Brian is going for the buckshot. Like he's teasing that he's going to do Hangman's move, but it's blocked as he lands on his feet. And then Hangman hits him with an F5 for a near fall. There's then a buckshot that's blocked into a crazy German, then more power bombs. It's similar to the power bomb Hangman actually did to Ricky Starks a few weeks ago, just like continuously power bombing him here. Then a spinning sit out power bomb, but Page kicks out of that as well. This is where Hook and Ricky Starks come down, and Hook is distracting the ref, and Ricky Starks throws the FTW title to Cage, but he doesn't want to use it. He's like, no, I don't want to do this in a sleazy way. Turns around, eats a buckshot, and gets pinned, pretty much.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this. I thought this was so much fun. Crazy stuff like F5s from the top of the ropes, spamming each other's finishers. I thought it was so crowd pleasing. Again, like for me, I'd say the same about the pre-show match with Rio and Serena Deeb. There were a lot of near falls, a lot of kickouts, and in another era, maybe you'd complain and say too many kicking out of big moves. I mean, a guy did a fucking F5 off the top rope and there was a kick out. But this is crowds are back. As far as I'm concerned, spam the fuck out of it. You know, do those near falls, get those reactions. This was so much fun. Both guys delivered for me. And what a way to kick off the show.
Yeah, it put me in a great mood. Especially, I think both these guys are really good workers, and we got like a little taste of what they can do. And I believe it was Brian who beat him. That was the story with the rankings.
Before, yeah.
So now it's kind of 1-1. So I wouldn't mind seeing maybe a rematch on Dynamite in a few weeks or something. But this was nuts. Yeah, I love this. I kind of want to watch this back. It's like they were just killing each other. And obviously Hangman winning, again, does it kind of put him in that... He's the highest ranked, so it would mean he gets a title shot. But that's kind of still AEW's endgame. I'd say maybe that's the all-out main event. But overall, this was great. And again, the visuals of everything. The sun was still there.
It was great after the match as well. Page called for his beer, and as he's walking like up the ramp, there's a fan at ringside reaching out her beer, and you see him kind of hesitate and gives her like a polite cheers. It's like, yeah, fuck yeah, fans are back.
Yeah. You could tell everyone was super emotional working this show, and how could you not be? But after this, there's a little bit of tension from Team Taz because they're like, "Yo, why didn't you use the title?" And he's like, "Fuck off," essentially. So teasing that there might be, you kind of figured that they'd beat him up or something.
Yeah, there was definite tension. Like, he shoved Starks away, and Starks is going, "Hey, my neck, remember, don't touch me, my neck." But this looks like, as kind of Cena and I called on Friday, the babyface turn of Brian Cage, and that he's on the outs from Team Taz.
Yeah.
And maybe we might get a very brief Cage-Page alliance.
The Cage and Page connection.
Yeah, exactly.
Page or Cage Page?
Cage and a Page. Page and a Cage.
The Raging Cage and Page and... Yep. We go to our next match, but
that
overall...
sounds like something I had in New Orleans.
Raging
the Raging Cajun.
Despite all my rage, I am still just Hangman Page versus Brian Cage at Double or Nothing. Great opener, and it was the right move.
Yeah, loved it.
It was a banger. It was what I expected. And then we go to our next match. The AEW tag team titles are on the line. The champions, the Young Bucks, defending against the team of Jon Moxley, Eddie Kingston. The story is Moxley couldn't beat Kenny for the title since he got screwed over. And then Kenny's friend, then he had an exploding barbed wire death match that didn't explode, but Eddie saved him anyways. So then they went, well, we're friends, I guess. Then again, obviously. And then the Bucks, who are Kenny's friends, pissed them off. So they
stole their shoes.
So then they steal their very expensive Dior's. And now this is like a grudge match here. But it doesn't matter because when Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston come out to Wild Thing here, this place goes insane.
Oh, this
because
is nuts.
Moxley goes insane.
Mox is
hurling trash
fucking
cans.
crazy. He starts off with his water bottle, which he just fucking launches across Daly's place.
Yeah.
Then he picks up chairs and is throwing it around, and you see people working there like, "Yo, chill." Kingston is like laughing at, being like, "Are you okay?" Like, whoa. Like, Kingston looked genuinely kind of caught up in this as well.
Yeah.
This is fucking great.
Yeah, this was an epic entrance here. Again, because it's the first time in so long we've seen this. And this person, these entertainers coming out and experiencing this reaction that they've been wrestling in front of their friends and peers for the past little while and, like, limited fans. It's not the same. And this must just feel like next level, finally doing it. And you could tell Moxley was losing his mind, just getting in the fucking zone. Being a Wild Thing, just
coming
like a song.
through the crowd as well. It just must feel so good after all this time.
And then the Young Bucks come out, and they're looking like the total dickheads that they're supposed to be playing here. Nick Jackson got this Macho Man vibe going on. He's got like lighter hair, but then like a beard that's like dark.
Weird singing with the beard.
But like they're bad guys and they're flaunting crazy looks like that. I love it. So these guys. I
think they were mocking Seth tonight with the white
drips,
jacket with the paint drips on it.
Yeah, I will say theirs was better drip than Seth's. I will say that. I will say. And then they got this like super expensive gear that's like says pockets where pockets are supposed to be. Like they're probably like, yeah, we paid so much for this shit. Like, doesn't even matter. Forgot to mention that Eddie and Jon Moxley came out with the Dior's. Like they carried them to the ring. Like they brought them. Like, hey, look, we didn't sell them. We got them here. And the Bucks now are probably like, yeah, we want our shoes back. They're pretty upset. B Detroit in the chat was going off with Brandon from New Jersey.
Be America, you mean?
Be America, yeah, that's his new gimmick from tonight. He let me know that it looked like the Bucks were wearing Jordan 1 Retros off-white University blue, which looks like roughly around 2 G's right now for a pair of those shoes. I mean, they're no Dior's, which I think were more, or maybe those are more.
Should I buy them right now?
You want a pair of those, baby blue?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'll bleed on them.
And then in a couple of months, you can get another Bucks pair.
And then so you're gonna just use all our Patreon money to just get okay, and then I do it.
Yeah.
So okay, that would work. Yeah, I wouldn't trust myself. I can't buy expensive sunglasses because I just don't trust myself. No. So I just buy.
I'm the same. I'm the same.
So shoes, like you see what I do with my shoes. I can't do that. I'll just buy $100 Nikes.
Yeah, I'd never wear them.
Months
I'd wear them once.
Yeah, I'd never wear them out. But the Bucks can, and they can wrestle.
They wrestle in them.
That's insane. I love the videos leading to the story because the Bucks are like, everyone's just mad that we're famous and successful now. Like, you just, sorry, you loved us before because we were underdogs. Well, we made it, so why are you mad at us? Like, fuck off. We're famous and we're rich and we love it. So the Bucks versus Mox and Kingston. This starts off with, right in the entrances, Moxley and Kingston jump them, and then is it Brandon Cutler gets involved early on, so they beat the hell out of him. There's like, just, the match hasn't even started, but everyone's fighting everyone. They beat the shit out of Cutler, get him out of there, and then the match like officially starts. So you know there was like the shenanigans to get rid of their lackey here. Almost. So the match starts off, and then there's these crazy double teams from the Young Bucks early on, beating up Eddie Kingston, keeping him cornered. And then Matt Jackson starts like doing all these classic old school wrestling like taunts and poses and stuff. Because at first, Excalibur's like, oh, he's doing the Super Dragon. And I'm like, well, he's doing the knees like Macho Man. And then I mentioned to you, I'm like, oh, he looks like he's trying to be Macho with the beard and stuff.
Then he starts doing Warrior, like he's putting his hands up in the air.
And he does the Hogan ear, and then I think he goes, nah, I'm just kidding, and wank, like does the...
Yeah.
He's like, I don't want to do that one.
This was interesting, because having live crowds again, the Bucks weren't on Friday for Dynamite.
Okay.
And obviously they haven't been heel in front of a AEW audience since the pandemic. And even when the Bucks were heel before AEW... they've always been fan favorite, and people have always cheered them in like North America. So this was interesting to see after the heel turn how the crowd would take to them. And sure, they gave a big reaction to their entrance, but when they were doing all these taunts and being like over the top obnoxious, the crowd were booing.
Because they're baddies.
Yeah,
they're bad guys. They're effective heel work. So the heels are getting beat. The heels are beating the good guys up here. They're beating up Kingston. But finally, a hot tag to Moxley, who comes in. There's X-Plex, a pile driver, and then like a straight jacket pile driver, which is insane. We get the Good Brothers coming out with Big Doc Gallows looking absolutely
terrific.
That was the word I was going to say.
Yeah.
But they're beaten up by Kaz. But while all this is happening, the cold spray is brought into the ring when the ref is distracted. And Mox takes a shot of the bottle to the head again. We've seen him use this. And then it's for a near fall. There's then an Indie Taker on the stage on the outside. There's Swanton bombs. They're beating up both of them. The Bucks grab Moxley, and they go to do the shield bomb. And they do the ooh-ah Roman pose, but it's broken up. Hot tag to Eddie, but then he gets beat up. There's some multi-moves here, like the sliced bread. Double super kicks. There's then a 450 to Moxley from Matt. And then Eddie and John grab the Dior's and do what I call, I guess, a Dior's Day device.
Dior's Day of device, exactly.
Because it's a Doomsday device, but they're using the Dior's.
It was the call of the night.
Yeah, it was nice.
Great.
It was awesome. There's then a sharpshooter, because it was broken up after the pin. There's sharpshooters here, but Mox is not giving up. It's the total Bret Hart Austin like callback here, the facials, because of course Moxley's bleeding. It's a pay-per-view. There's a backdrop driver from Eddie Kingston, which just kills the Bucks here. Karrion Kross has a cool backdrop Doomsday thing, Saito thing, but it didn't look as good as this one, because this one was deadly. Moxley hits the Death Rider.
Gotta get that Karrion Kross dig in.
You know I got
we
to.
got
always.
to.
Always. The Death Rider for a 2 count from Moxley. There's then these super kicks. There's the Lunatic Lariat for a huge comeback from Moxley. But then super kick party. Double kicks, super kicks from the Young Bucks to Jon Moxley. And as they go to pin him after he's laid out, as Nick tries to block Eddie, Moxley kicks out at 1 and just starts to hulk up here. It's the classic, like, I was getting hyped for this. I love a good count out, a kick out on 1 when like it fits the right thing and it restarts everything. Now it's just more insanity. There's then more super kicks, the just kidding super kicks, and then they take out Kingston with the super kicks, but they grab Jon Moxley and they hit him with the BTE trigger, but they don't let go. They maintain wrist control. And then they hit like 3, 4, 8, 9, 6,000 BTE triggers and then just lay him out, pin him, and the Bucks retain the tag titles.
I loved this. I thought this was so good. Beforehand, I couldn't think what this match was going to look like, and therefore I couldn't really get very excited about it, you know? Like, previous Bucks matches that have come up, like FTR is one that got built up for a long time. Even Kenny and Paige, you knew you were going to get something nuts. Kingston and Mox Young Bucks wasn't something I could really picture. And I just had so much fun with this, right down from the entrances with Mox just being wild to the shot of the Bucks streamers going off, and that being the moment where Mox and Eddie attack them, and they're even like shoving the streamers down their throat. It felt like a fight. I just thought this was great. Both Eddie's and Mox's hot tags. And then the Bucks at the end just killing Mox with those BT triggers. I thought this was very good stuff.
Yeah, this was awesome. This definitely, I think, this probably was my match of the night because I loved a lot of the other stuff, including the match before. But this definitely, it got me hyped.
That's the right word for it, I think.
It got me so hyped, from the entrance. I've mentioned that, I'm not I hated Dean Ambrose, but the introduction of this Jon Moxley character, this Stone Cold character they got here, was working for me. He's believable, and it's was he just, since losing the title, he's just been chilling, and comes out here and he's just on fire, and it got me hyped. And I'm a huge Bucks fan, and I knew that you can't have a bad match, but the story, they're so good at building stories within the story. It's how many times last year did we go, the Bucks, the build to this match is kind of weird, it doesn't make sense, and then the story itself has a whole other, the match itself has this whole other story none of that other stuff mattered. Obviously the Dior's came into play, but it has a whole thing in it, and they're really good at that. But Moxley brought this intensity that definitely makes you a fan.
It's funny because you say you didn't like Dean Ambrose particularly, and neither did I.
Yeah.
And you know about all the creative and stuff, but it even feels down to how he wrestles. He did a lunatic lariat in this match, which
great.
I don't recall him doing much in AEW. And it came off of the super kick, the double super kick, and it was a rebound. And that's always how I feel that move should be. I'm pretty sure the first time he did it in WWE was in one of those Shield matches, and I think it was Luke Harper delivered it like a lariat to him, which sent him flying, and he came back with it, and it looked so cool. And after that in WWE, I felt like they went, oh, just do it. And you'd see him just run to the ropes and bounce off the second, and it made no sense. Here, coming off of the double super kick, having not seen him do this move for a while, I thought that looked great. I really enjoyed this match, and there is a good argument for it to be match of the night.
Yeah, definitely. This could be on people's match of the year, definitely, especially when it comes to tag team stuff. But again, the Bucks, I am a fan of this heel turn. It makes total sense. This is what I've wanted to see from these guys. I want them to, I want to say turn it up even more. They've definitely turned it up a lot, so I want to see them ride out. I didn't want them to lose the titles, but how could you not cheer for Moxley and Kingston in this? The crowd were so behind them, and the first time hearing this roar was just impressive and awesome. But this made me go, oh man, this is what I love about my wrestling. This put my whole night put me in a good mood. I was like, yeah, this is what I wanted from the pay-per-view. I felt like we got our money's worth when I watched this match.
Yeah,
definitely. And Wild Thing is a banger for this theme. Love it. All versions of the song are good. Even Tone Loc, which is a different one. We go to the big show. Paul White. No more BS. Paul White. And he's coming out because he's in the Battle Royal. No, he's not. But he's coming out to commentate the Battle Royal. The red herring, the big show, commentating. It's the Casino Battle Royal. This is where I definitely was like, well, I've peaked. So let's just have a Royal Rumble match here. So what are the rules here? Every few minutes, it starts with a bunch of different guys that are the clubs, and then there's the diamonds and the hearts and the spades, and then a joker. So a series of 5 people are released at a time in intervals.
4. It's a suit.
5.
5.
Yeah.
5. It's a suit. Yeah.
I was gonna say I don't play poker, but I play Big Two,
right. Yeah.
And I'm pretty good, and its suits are 5. But yeah, so we start off with Christian Cage, Matt Sydal, no Mike. I was a little disappointed. Powerhouse Hobbs, Dustin Rhodes, and Max Caster. And Max was for a pay-per-view. I was like, oh, like he's probably gonna say something offensive and make someone upset, and I'll probably laugh and like it. And he's just like, hey, Dustin, you wear face paint, you're ugly. I was like, all right,
Yeah.
cool. Basically says Christian and Matt Hardy, or sorry, not Matt Hardy's not here yet. Christian, you're here, and you lost your edge. It was I'll maybe he got in trouble, and they're like, we can't let you say some of these things anymore.
I don't think
It was
so.
one of his weakest ones.
Yeah, it was weak, but I think those YouTube shows, it's on them if they air it. You can just cut an entrance, if it's something you're offended by.
But a pay-per-view, I think
But a pay-per-view, I think, there's a bit more leeway, and I'm with you. It was a bit soft.
I was expecting the heat,
Yeah.
but it didn't come. But we have Christian in a match with Seidel. So these guys are all brawling, and like we mentioned, there's then an interval, time goes on, and then more people show up, which means the Diamonds are here, and Diamonds are forever, which means Matt Hardy, that's right, Matt Hardy is on a pay-per-view again. He's coming out with Isaiah Cassidy, Preston 10 Vance, Nick Camarado, you've already lost me, and Serpentico. So I said, hold
if
this.
you drew diamonds in this match, I'm sorry, but
It's called Double or Nothing.
Yeah.
If you played Diamonds, it was nothing.
you folded.
Yeah, sorry. They are Diamonds. To be fair, when it comes to suits and stuff, Diamonds are the weakest. Diamonds are the lowest.
Yeah, look at him.
So that's why they put these guys. Sorry, Serpentico.
Serpentico.
I got really excited though because he came out with Luther, and I was like, "Oh shit, is he in this match?" No, he's not. I'm being mean to these people, but I'm just. It was a little bit like, okay.
It was funny because at this time someone went, "Hey, why is Paul White on commentary if he's not going to be the Joker?" And it was for these guys because this is Elevation, right?
Yeah. So then the hearts come out, which means I like this because the first heart is Brian Pillman Jr.
Yeah.
Hearts, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Hearts come out. Well, it's both of them. The Varsity Blondes. It's Brian Pillman Jr., Griff Garrison. So that means Christian Cage is in another Royal Rumble
With Edge.
Griff Garrison. Colt Cabana was in this match?
Yeah.
Man, I think I must have went for a smoke break during this part. Colt Cabana comes out. Anthony Bowens is here. And then the Joker, but not actually, because it's just Penta who comes out
In Joker gear.
as the Joker.
Yeah.
But he's not the Joker in the match because there's a Joker card.
He should have come out as like the Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland.
think
That
he
would be great, Penta gear.
Yeah, true.
Queen of Hearts.
This looks sick.
It
don't
looked
get me
great,
wrong,
but
yeah.
he wasn't the Joker.
Yeah, it was
he's in a
confusing.
match where specifically there's a character in this match called the Joker, and you came out dressed as a Joker, and you're in the deck of hearts.
Okay, because I'm not gonna lie to you. I mentioned I went for like a smoke break during the like middle of this thing where some of the people were coming out, and I also did not know what the fuck was going on with the suits and stuff. I just thought people were coming out because
Yeah.
I went for a smoke. So when I came back, there's more people in the ring. I just assumed time had elapsed and it was like a Royal Rumble. So I didn't know essentially what was going on. And then I was like, oh, Penta's out. Oh, as the Joker. Oh, he's the Joker. And then like more people came. I was like, oh, wait a second.
He's no.
You had to explain to me. He looked great though. He looked sick.
He
I
always
love
looks
Penta.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bless him.
So after that, which means the Spades, Mark Quinn, Jungle Boy, Aaron Solo, Evil Uno, and Lee Johnson. Also now like there's been
So again, you look at your Spades and you're like, oh, it's kind of whack, but I do have Jungle Boy.
Spades are the highest in
I
the
do have
suits.
Jungle Boy. Yeah.
Yeah, you do have Jungle Boy. Might come in handy. But it is time for the Joker reveal. Some thought it would be Big Show just taking off his suit and revealing he's in his gear and just getting in the match. But no, we're going to the man of the hour, the Mothman, Leo Rush.
Leo Rush was in this match.
He was the Joker.
Oh, because I like sneezed for a second and he was gone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't in it for that long. He did not win this match. But Leo Rush shows up. He's kind of the big thing. And this is where maybe I was a little upset here because, again, I'm not trying to throw the disrespect to Matt Hardy. I fucking grew up with the Hardy Boys. I love Matt Hardy. Just, I said it like 3 pay-per-views ago. So probably like last year. Why is he still like a big feature of this pay-per-view? Here, I can't say why does he have the big feature of this pay-per-view because he's just in this match. Leo Rush, the surprise entrant, comes out and he fights with Matt Hardy. I'm like, God damn it! Like, there's so many people. in this match that I want to see Lio Rush fight.
Especially someone as exciting as Lio Rush.
And then Lio Rush like has to like do the stunner setup thing like twice here, and I'm just like, okay, well this like it's almost like Matt Sydal. You might as well slip off the top like Matt Sydal because you're fighting Matt Hardy. Instantly, the crowd even was like, that's cool. He's fighting Matt Hardy. So there's some chaos here when people are getting eliminated. I'm not going to go through every single one, but the Private Party are in this match, and they're in their party gear, like meaning they're in their like
dress clothes.
They're going to the club clothes. They looked good. I just didn't quite understand how they expected to win this match dressed like that, which they didn't. And they kept going for that silly string move.
It's terrible. It looks terrible.
Especially
they
in a match.
don't do it well, and it didn't work any of the 6 times they tried to do it in this match.
Also, the match is you want to throw people out of it. Why would you jump over the ropes to lean out
Well,
of
they
it?
did it, like, it looks cool. That's your finishing move, or one of your like signature moves, and you do it as a save in a Battle Royal. Looks kind of cool, but they've done it in every Battle Royal they're in, and they did it like 3 times in this match.
It was just kind of weird. So there's Private Party get thrown out. Hardy and Christian and Jungle Boy are the final 3 here. And Hardy goes up to Christian, and Matt's like, yo, we have so much history. Let's team up against this guy. We'll take him out, and then one of me and you will be champion. We can do this. Christian says, yeah, sure, and then just throws Matt Hardy out of there, dumps him out. So now it's Jungle Boy and Christian Cage, and they're going at it here, back and forth. Both guys keep trying to throw each other out of the spot. It looks like Christian's going for like the kill switch on the apron, but eventually gets dumped from Jungle Boy. And in an upset, in a shocker, the Tarzan Boy, the Jungle Boy, is the winner and gets a title opportunity in the near future. But yeah, crazy. Did not see this coming, but I definitely was very happy for the outcome.
Yeah, I actually really got into it at the end when it was Christian and Jungle Boy. I thought they had like quite a nice little like mini match here. After the match, Christian kind of does the sign of respect and sort of does the like, you fucking go and you beat Kenny Omega and you prove yourself and all that.
Marco and Lucha Man came out as well, Luchasaurus.
Yeah, I think AEW do their battle royals usually a little bit more interesting than we see in WWE, and we have a bit more story and stuff. I thought this one was kind of very much lacking on the star power. You look at it, and the favorites for it, I'd say, were Christian, Big Show, who wasn't in the match, and Jungle Boy as an outside bet. I don't think there was anyone else in here you'd really buy. I thought they kind of botched Lio Rush as a debut. It felt very underwhelming. I like Lio Rush, and I think he's a great pick to be the Joker here, but he didn't really do much to showcase himself in this. But I did enjoy the end with Christian and Jungle Boy, and I'm excited to see Jungle Boy Kenny Omega.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Jungle Boy, and I think he's definitely like the future, and to kind of give them that twist where you definitely thought it would just be that's what WWE would do. They'd just be like, yeah, Christian, we made this whole battle royal just so you get a shot, but they swerved us.
And it was a way to get that song played twice.
Hell
in front
yeah.
of the crowd.
Play it 9 times. I don't care. I'm into that, and I wouldn't mind seeing, obviously, maybe Christian like gets another title opportunity down the line as well. Like a TV Christian versus Kenny main event would do pretty well, but I definitely got into the final 2.
I feel kind of Tony Khan knows as well, like, if we've got Christian for a while, let's have him work a bunch of people before we get to that Kenny match, so it doesn't piss off the AEW crowd by going, oh, you just throw in this old WWE guy and he's getting main events. Like, no, give it to a Jungle Boy. I think it's a great move. I think we will get that Christian match eventually, but you can push that off a bit more. Yeah,
but Jungle Boy, he's the new wave. We go to some U.S. military. It's time. You know what this means. Well, the military are here, and they're doing a nice thing here and showing support and all that stuff. And I'm not knocking that, but you know what this was getting to. It was getting to the worldwide main event, really. The battle of supremacy of how would you describe the mecca importance of this? I can't even like. we've
bigger
seen
than the Euros, bigger than the Olympics.
Pacquiao
It's Cody
fought that guy
Rhodes
one
versus
time.
Anthony Ogogo.
Yeah, this is like the biggest thing ever. I don't even know what bigger USA versus UK thing has ever happened
Nothing.
since
Nothing
before
ever.
this. This
Yeah.
is the biggest.
We're always such good friends, the US and the UK.
Yeah, and now
Bitter enemies.
it seems this way, and it all because the Union Jack was laid out on Cody,
Yeah.
and he's like, I will not stand for that.
Yeah.
So
Not on my soil.
yeah, not here because I am an American.
Yeah.
So we have Anthony Ogogo, former Olympian, because he's got the that logo is so clean. The Olympic
The rings.
rings and then says Ogogo. So he's coming out and he's got your favorite QT, his leader, his Tony Soprano.
In his main event bowling shirt.
It was like I need some gear for the pay-per-view because I'm managing.
His perfect stubble beard.
And they're like, all right, what do you need? I need a new bowling shirt. Where do you want us? Do you want to just buy one? No. Make me one. Okay, well we can do that. So they made him a bowling shirt. So QT comes out, and QT and the British man are going up against the American Cody Rhodes. I should say the American Dream. Cody Rhodes, the son of a common man who was a son of a plumber. The American Dream. Cody Rhodes, says Justin Roberts. Cody comes out as what, Highlander from The Boys? It's like total Superman, Mr. America, like I am fucking America. He could have fucking flown out on an eagle with a tank and guns blazing. I don't know how much more American we could have got.
He didn't come out with his army today. But,
Yeah.
yeah.
But like this is America. Fuck yeah. Cody fucking Rhodes.
Cody fucking Rhodes.
And I love using Twitter. It's a great free app, and I've been looking at all the feedback that Cody's been getting since that promo and the build for this match, and I was like, I guess he's the bad guy really, because the internet seems to turn on him. Then we see our first crowd here of wrestling. Well, it's whoever's in Jacksonville clearly loves Cody because they cheered him. That's what I heard. I heard people going, fucking right America, USA, loud chants.
I didn't think Cody was going to get any boos here. But
they love him. There was all the American signs. Of course, there was people
but
for
Go got cheers as well.
Yeah, he did. He definitely did. But Cody definitely got that classic Mr. America. So it's America versus the UK. Britain versus USA. And it starts off... I figured it would just get the epic entrance because I forgot to mention Cody does not come out with the Snoop Dogg entrance. It's the classic downstate, and it's got like strings and orchestra added in now. Being the music geek, they totally went to Ruckus and they were like, add these.
It's
in.
like Cody went, hey, how can I make this
More
even
American.
more extra than
I need more
I am
strings
before?
and like harmonies in it. That
Any
weren't
more
even in it
fireworks
before.
you can add?
Do you guys have more pyro? Well, we get all of the pyro is already yours. Fire thing.
Have you got the noise of an American eagle giving birth?
I don't know that one. Yeah, like I'm trying to think of like what
To a beautiful biracial American. That's
Yeah.
what I need in this.
I'm like, does he come out with like a giant Abraham Lincoln American hat, like blue? Because he came out with the blue, red, and white like gear, everything. The jacket. He didn't come out on an eagle, but his like shoulders.
He
had
is an
eagles.
eagle.
Yeah, he is a blonde eagle here. He is Mr. America, future senator of Georgia.
Is he? Probably.
How do you put money on that?
You go to a bookie.
And be like, yo, one day,
This
fucking guy-
man, look at this guy.
I like think that he's playing this. He's doing exactly what it is. This is his wearing this outfit. I don't watch The Boys, but the character that he's like kind of taking the outfit, the entrance gear from, that's what it is. So he's tipping his hat to you, being like, yeah, you know, I'm the bad guy, but secretly I'm in disguise of being the good guy.
I've been saying this since AEW's inception.
Yeah,
haven't I?
exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, they're setting him up for this. Because when he joined Ring of Honor and he joined the Indies after the list, leaving WWE,
Yeah.
people were like, oh, he's Cody Rhodes. He's so good. And then he turned heel, and it was like this epic heel
I was
run.
there at the heel turn.
Yeah, like it was just epic. And he was the champ there and everything. And then he got so popular that when this whole inception of AEW, it's like as soon as as soon as he lost that match where it's like you can't challenge for the title again, I was like, well, you just wait 2 years and then you go, I'm a bad guy, fuck you, I get a title shot because I'm fucking VP or whatever. So yeah, he's gonna be the best bad guy.
Have you not seen the Go Big Show? I'm getting a title.
Yeah, don't you know I have my own reality show coming out? Bad
Cody
guy.
fucking Rhodes.
I'm Cody Rhodes. Fuck you.
See this here? America.
See, I wasn't sure if he was a bad guy because he just came out of the same tunnel as Anthony Ogogo. Yeah. So who am I? I'm a Canadian. I'm watching this as like, you know, I'm not saying I'm Swiss. I got some opinions, but I'm watching. I'm like, you know, he's a Canadian. I'm like, which side of the war am I going to side with?
All I'll say is Anthony Ogogo and I wear the same boxers, so.
I do wear the same boxers as Cody. This is really awkward. Yeah. Strict black Calvins. You know, you got to do it that way sometimes. I mean, I'm your roommate. I see you walking around like Austin Powers in those Union Jack tighty whities all the time. I did just unpack like another box and I found my Wrestle Roos. So
what are Wrestle Roos?
So Wrestle Roos are tighty whities, but as wrestling gear.
Okay.
So I have Macho Man.
Oh, nice.
Different colors. Every color, bro. The British guy versus the American guy. The American Dream. Cody versus Anthony Ogogo. All this epic entrances and everything just to get to a gut shot. 1, 2, 3, it's over. Is what I thought we might get. But we get the gut shot early on and Cody's selling it. We get then like an Olympic slam, obviously, which is a great little nod.
Looked great, yeah.
Yeah, it looked awesome. But a kick out. There's then Cody who somehow gets back with a little tip of the hat to Daniel Bryan with the cattle mutilation, but Ogogo gets out of that. There's then lariats going back and forth. They're killing each other here. Cody hits a Cody cutter for a near fall. Ogogo lays him out and then goes for a, like, I'm going to say picture perfect frog splash. This Anthony
It was
Ogogo.
a lowdown.
Yeah, it was.
He got it real nice.
But it's only a 2. Cody comes back with a figure 4. Ogogo may be a trained boxer, but clearly working in the factory with QT, he's learned that the way to counter the figure 4 is just turn over.
You got to reverse the pressure,
because
right?
obviously it instantly hurts the other guy. So Cody's got to break it. Cody goes for the crossroads, but gets tossed over and then ends up getting the gut punch. And then this crazy Mike Tyson punch out uppercut here from him. I yelled blimey. This looked crazy. Cody is laid out. Ogogo goes for the pin, but Cody's hand is under the ropes, so the ref calls it. Clearly, QT was not doing a good job here. He was right there.
He could have just moved it.
He should have, but he was too late. So the match continues. Cody somehow gets up from this knockout blow, fights off Ogogo here, counters a move, and then like counters it into this like armbar attempt into the vertebreaker. And pins him.
Yeah.
Kind of an abrupt ending here. As we've seen him use this as just a move, really.
Yeah. I really enjoyed this. I thought this was a lot more than I was expecting to see from Anthony Ogogo. I thought he looked very good. I was with you. I was expecting a kind of straight gut punch knockout win from Ogogo here. But they worked a match, and I thought he looked great. Wasn't particularly keen on the finish. I think after building a go-go like that up during the match and then ending on a move that we see Cody use so regularly, it made sense because Ogogo's ribs are actually injured right now and the vertebreaker puts a lot of pressure onto that. But I didn't feel there was enough mention of Ogogo's ribs during the match or during that finish to kind of sell it. But Cody is the guy who just wins in multiple ways. I don't know. For me, I thought you should have gone with a go-go here. I don't think it would have particularly hurt Cody. But I enjoyed the match.
I disagree in that. I think I definitely would have been like, I think Cody needed to win.
Okay.
There's bigger plan. Like Ogogo needed to put on a good match and a good showing, and he definitely did that. So he's won me over.
Yeah,
like 100%.
True.
His heel work, or not even his heel work, his babyface work to some people. Bus wanker. He used bus wanker, and he's officially our favorite.
Yeah.
So you quote in-betweeners, friends, and you say bus wanker. So he brought it back. I thought he was great, but definitely like needed. I was like, Cody's got to beat this job. Or he works with QT in the factory. Come on, he's not losing to Mr. America. That's how I saw it. But Cody's still on this like treading, like babyface heel thing. But I too was a little like, oh, the Vertebreaker? Why not have him kick out of that? Why not have him kick out of a Crossroads like 3 times? And then Cody's like, gotta. Like,
I think so. I think if you're gonna beat him, I thought he put on a good showing, but and if this was Dynamite, you can maybe beat him with the Vertebreaker. But being a pay-per-view where you're going like this is gonna be a guy, I'd have had him like kick out something a bit bigger.
Because you're going for the ribs thing, like, oh, it hurts the ribs. The guy did a frog splash and he was fine. So.
And I mean, we were doing the watch long, so we don't always hear commentary. But the ribs, I didn't think were hit over my head.
No.
But maybe watching back, they were on commentary talking about it.
Yeah,
but it wasn't something I noticed.
No. Overall, I enjoyed the match. The guy like has been putting in the work definitely. So great stuff.
And this is what his 4th match.
That's crazy.
And most of them have just been him punching people. Like, very impressive.
That's pretty crazy, actually.
And he's like 3/4 blind in one eye and injured ribs.
Even crazy.
Like, this guy.
Maybe that's why he couldn't kick out of the Vertebreaker. Maybe. He was upside down. Yeah. He didn't know where he was. True. He's like, this American got me. Damn.
Blinded by the red, white, and blue.
And then Cody just celebrated Pyro and Arn. It was great. I forgot to mention Arn got in a shoving match with QT on the outside. He was like, fuck off, I'm Tony Soprano here in AEW. And QT's like, whoa. I thought this was great, though. They definitely, first of all, whether it be that promo or all the Twitter stuff or whatever, like the promo for this match, the hype for this match got you more invested than you would have before it. Because people were like, this is so weird. Why are they doing this America thing? But I don't know. I liked it in a weird, strange way. And then we go to Miro versus Lance Archer, the TNT title. Big lads wrestling. Miro recently beat Darby and claimed he's the new leader of this TNT title era. But
he won the championship.
Sorry,
so
he's the champion, but he's also like a dominant dude. Like he's gonna be different. Like I'm just gonna crush everyone, like he used to say. But Lance Archer is his opponent here tonight, and these guys are just going at it like 2 big meaty men, and they're beating the hell out of each other. There's a choke slam through a table.
Archer like dives at Miro during his entrance to the ramp on the outside, which like just kicked this thing off.
Both guys are throwing each other through like tables around ringside. There's a leg layered in the ring. At one point here, I go for a quick smoke, and then I hear you guys going like, what is he doing? And then I come back and I was like, what did I miss? And so Jake the Snake Roberts.
So Jake comes to the apron. He's wearing like a leather caftan and leather pants. Looks ridiculous. Carrying a snake, we assume, in a sack. Throws it in the ring. And Miro just picks up the bag and launches it down the ramp, thus killing the theoretical snake.
He killed it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know he killed it. Did they say?
He threw it very hard, and that bag didn't move again.
Right. Oh, man, he killed the snake.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Look, I said during the watch-along, and I've said many times on this show, I don't like snakes. Fuck snakes. Facts. However, no snake deserves that. Like, I'm not saying kill
it did
snakes.
get him boos, and this guy was over, and they were like, that's kind of fucked.
That's kind of
mean. They did boo this guy.
Look, I don't like snakes, and I'm not trying to be out here to defend snakes. But you should not be throwing. Obviously, there's no real fucking snake in this bag.
Yeah.
Theoretically, you shouldn't be throwing snakes. PETA is going to be mad.
He's a Bulgarian brute. What can I say?
Who hates snakes. And trust me, I hate snakes, but you just lock them up. You don't need to do this to them. Just take those snakes and put them where they belong. Take all the snakes in the world. Don't put them in bags and throw them in matches. Take all the snakes in the world, put them where they belong in Australia.
Or just get Barry White to sing and scare them. Is it Barry White, that Simpsons episode? Very early, he sings, and then they put the speakers down and all the snakes go away.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have snake problems where we live, but I genuinely...
Not from this height.
Yeah, I genuinely do not like snakes, and even I was like, you've gone too far throwing the snake. It wasn't needed. You're just 2 big, large, meaty men. You should just be fighting. You don't need to... Leave the snakes alone,
right?
Essentially. But that's on Jake. Years of bringing that snake out, you know someone's going to fuck that snake up. So the snake gets thrown. There's choke slams, again, more through like tables and stuff. And eventually the finish here is Miro putting Archer in the game over. He's getting out of it, so then he does like the bending back, like the arching.
It looks great. His new version of it, where he just wrenches them right back, looks really cool.
Overall, this one, I wasn't super excited for this match, but it had some cool stuff in it. I would say probably my lowest point of the show.
I'd say you should shave 3 minutes off of this match and make it even more of a sprint. I think it started really hot with the like dive to the outside and the brawling around the outside, the table spots, and then they kind of wrestled a little bit too long. It wasn't a quick match. Sorry, it wasn't a long match by any means, but I still felt it outstayed its welcome. I think the main thing is I just don't think Lance Archer is over or connects with people. I think he's a good big man wrestler, but
doesn't connect with me.
But doesn't connect, and therefore I think if these two had even more of a sprint than they did, I think it would have been more exciting. But I felt people got a bit tired here, and maybe because we've peaked from UK America, from Moxie and Eddie, we've had that great opening, and it felt like a little bit of a dip. But it wasn't a bad match by any means, and you do need a bit of a let me up, I guess.
Yeah, and then the snake throwing, which is funny. Miro should continue to have like the TNT title defenses and challenges on.
He's
Dynamite.
like been so much better since they just broke up that video game Kip Sabian thing. He's great.
I can't wait for that Kip Sabian babyface return to
I know.
face off against Miro.
One day.
It's gonna be so good. Can't wait. We go to our next match. The AEW Women's Championship. The champion Hikaru Shida defending against Britt Baker, DMD, with Rebel. This is a match like long time coming. Britt Baker has been on fire this year with this like whole Thunder Rosa feud. That was definitely awesome. The crazy lights out match, the match that never happened, all the blood, everything. And then Hikaru Shida, who's the actual champ, being like, kind of super really cold. So a lot of people are like, you need to do something about that. And, well, this is them doing that, I guess. But on paper, Shida and Britt Baker were like, yeah, we want to see this match. This is definitely something that I was looking forward here tonight. Britt Baker's gear is on point. It's like the Scott Hall blood drip stuff, but because she's always bleeding, like it fits her character. But her and Rebel looked great. And Hikaru Shida with some great like white gear, being the classic babyface.
Yeah, like whitey silver sequins.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Early on, Shida's going after Britt here with like a fast running snap Hurricane Rana, and then throws Britt Baker into like the guardrail. This is like the new aggressive Shida, who's like been tired of Britt Baker basically running her mouth and trying to embarrass her. She's just tired of it and finally getting her hands on her. Earlier in the match, it's Reba or Rebel who hands Britt Baker her glove, but this time it's a pay-per-view glove, and it's a sparkly sequins, like Michael Jackson style, but like black sparkly glove that she wears now. But then just decides not to put it in, like her move is like she wears the glove and puts it in her opponent's mouth.
Yeah, it's like a mandible claw, full Nelson kind of thing.
So I don't know why she was handed the glove now, because then she's like, cool, thanks for the glove.
She went for it.
She
went for it here, but like slipped out.
So then just hits a butterfly suplex. So continues to just wear the glove, which was very fashionable. Shida comes back though and beating her up, like lots of strikes and forearms here. There's all these submissions going back and forth. Shida hits a straightjacket German suplex. There's the stretch muffler attempts like continuously here. There's the crutch gets involved from Reba, but accidentally hits Baker for a 2 count, and then a Falcon Arrow that was snug again for a kick out. Reba distracts the referee, which then Britt has the title. Curb stomp to Shida, but she kicks out at 2. Big surprise here. Shida comes back with the Tamashi, the knee to the face, but Britt kicks out at 2. Britt still wearing the glove, locks in the lockjaw, that like stretch, just bending back on Hikaru Shida here, then wrenching on her, and Shida has nowhere to go and eventually taps out, which means Britt Baker, DMD, and new. women's champion.
Yeah, I love this. Hard hitting, right results, some really great near falls at the end. I even enjoyed the shenanigans with Reba getting involved.
I love Reba.
And I know you do. So does JR. And no, I thought this was great. I think it was the right result. I do feel sorry for Shida because she's a babyface champion who English isn't her first language during a time when there are no crowds, and realistically, there are no good heel women wrestlers in AEW apart from Britt Baker. So it kind of, I feel I'm with you. Her reign has been cold, but like, of course it's been cold. Like, who has there been?
She fought that zombie.
There was the fucking Abaddon shit. I feel sorry for her because it's like comic books. You need great villains to make superheroes, you know? So I do feel sad for her run. It was great that she got to have a moment on Friday with the crowd and tonight with the crowd. But this is the right time for Britt Baker to be champion. And there's a moment after where Tony Schiavone gets off of commentary to just give Britt Baker a hug, earrings and all.
We were all like,
this was great. Yeah.
In unison. We were like, that moment where they're hugging it out. I wanted her to kick him in the balls right after, but apparently she didn't do that.
No, this was sweet. And it's nice, like, babyface commentator who's just had this great friendship with this super heel mean, but I see the babyface turn coming very soon.
It was a double turn.
Yeah. I see it coming. Even though she won with a curb stomp on a title, I think she'll be babyface very, very quickly.
I thought this was good. I liked the title change. I think it's the right direction. She's gonna run with this and just be like this mega star with this championship. She'll main events and Dynamites definitely. Like, going forward, I'm super excited. The title needed to change. It needed some mustard on it, and she's the character that's one of their biggest stars. So I saw she also got her action figure.
Oh yeah,
it looks like it. Looks like she's getting her action figure.
Good.
But yeah, this was good. Shida, I liked her run as well, but it needed to happen so desperately bad. And even her promo where Britt Baker was like, I'm gonna be the lifeline to save it, and I think she will definitely. And good match. We see like this, like, you know, when they say like they show the clips of the wrestlers in their locker room getting ready for their match later tonight.
Oh yeah.
It's a 3-way cut here of the 3 competitors in the triple threat world title match later, and it's we see Pac by himself in the locker room doing push-ups in full gear. And then in the middle, we see Orange Cassidy sitting down while the best friends are like kind of pacing around him.
They're like they're doing the like chest presses and stuff. Like, they're training each other, right?
Yeah, and he's just kind of like chilling. And then you see like, I think it's Statlander eating a popsicle and like sharing with the best friends. They're just chilling. And then it cuts to Kenny, who's with Don Callis, and he's just playing, like, he's got a little basketball net ball set up in his locker, and he's just continuously shooting hoops here, just a baller. I love this, like, 3 character, like,
just showing their different mentalities. Yeah, it was
what
funny.
They're doing before their big match tonight. But then we go to our next big match of the night, another tag team match. We see a video for Darby Allin and Sting, and it's basically Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, but in Jacksonville. And it's Sting driving a car top down with Darby, and he turns to him and says, "It's showtime." I love this video. Definitely the best video that Darby and Sting, like, out of all the stuff they've done.
I want to see the movie.
Darby and Sting take on the
driving
world.
Around.
Darby and Sting's big adventure.
Yeah.
Road trip. They go to different cities, making towns. What would they do in different cities? Go to bars?
What does Darby do? Cause trouble.
Darby would be like, "Yo, bro, you want to come hang out with some of my friends, Sting? I'll fucking show you what."
They'd have to go in makeup as well. I want to see old man Sting.
No, it has to be makeup. Oh, full
in
gear.
makeup.
Always full gear. Yeah. T-shirt.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
Oh yeah.
But I like the
best
video.
part of the night.
Yeah. Sting is actually wrestling in this match. That is part of the sell here. Sting and Darby. Darby and his dad, Sting, going up against what are they? Does this team have a name? The Almighty Men?
They're called Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page.
I think they have Men of the Year is what it said in their Titantron. Men of the Year. But All Ego, Ethan Page, and Scorpio Sky, the baddies here who've just been throwing Darby downstairs and beating up old man Sting. They've just been some rotten kids. And, well, Darby and Sting are going to face them in an actual match. Well, this starts off with all chaos. Everyone's fighting everyone. Darby with the flying tope, as always, just bouncing around, just insanity. But the question we all had was Sting going to wear his T-shirt? Well, he was wearing his T-shirt. And he's fighting on top of this casino chip. And he starts to hulk up, throws the other guys off the chip, basically, saying, like, I have the high ground. This is my Pride Rock casino chips. And then Sting removes his T-shirt. That's right. Tarps off for Sting, revealing
the Stinglet.
The Stinglet.
I told you he'd do it.
The Singlet has returned.
We lost our minds.
Biggest pop of the night.
This was the moment we wanted. You haven't really got Sting until you've got the Stinglet.
Fucking A. Holy shit. We all lost our mind. Everyone in Jack. Biggest pop of the night, probably.
I think so.
We weren't there. We need someone to fact check this. But watching with the audio on our TV, it was a loud pop.
Yeah.
Just for an old dude taking his shirt off. But that's pro wrestling, baby. And man, yeah, tops off.
I told you.
Off. Holy shit.
I told you.
You knew. You believed.
I knew.
You believed.
There's no way Sting was fighting at Double or Nothing in a T-shirt. Come on.
Naito it.
No.
He had to.
He
Naito
has
has
far
to
too
respond
much
now.
respect for Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page.
In a pay-per-view match, Sting taking off the top, and he's in the singlet, the Stinglet, if you will. Just great. So the rest of the match doesn't really matter anymore. He doesn't need to do anything. He took his shirt off. We win. It's like, remember when Okada took the pants off?
Yeah, oh yeah, at MSG, right? Was it MSG?
No, I think it was in New Japan and somewhere
Right.
else, and the crowd just goes nuts. Well, Sting is beating up these guys. He then jumps off the casino chips. Like, it was like a safe dive, but still, like, jumping off onto these guys where they catch him looked pretty cool. So they start to gain some offense here, and we get back into the ring, and it's Darby in the ring, kind of getting, obviously, most of the action here, but he's getting double-teamed and beat up. And then there's this crazy spot. If you thought Sting jumping off that chip was cool, well, All Ego, Ethan Page, military presses, gorilla presses Darby Allin in the ring, proceeds to then run and then, like, just throw Darby out of the ring, over the ropes, over, like, the fucking
barricade.
Over the barricade into, like, obviously planted fans, which they even mentioned it was Darby's brother or something. Just landing. It's the Bam Bam Bigelow Spike Dudley spot.
Crazy. Like,
ECW. Holy craziness.
Okay, Darby's not the biggest wrestler in the world, but Ethan Page isn't, like, Ethan Page is big.
He's a
but
body guy.
He's not like the Big Show or
Right.
anything. To be able to run military pressing and launch them, crazy impressive, scary spot. Only Darby is someone nuts enough to take this.
Yeah, this spot was insane.
But just, like, subtly building that rivalry of Ethan Page just loves killing Darby Allin, right?
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah.
This spot was insane. And somehow Sting is now grabbing him and trying to, like, it's Weekend at Bernie's here. Sting is, like, lifting him, and Darby's like, nah, man, I'm out. Sorry, Dad, I let you down. So Sting is like, instead, they're not letting him tag in. So Darby's just continuously getting beat up here. But finally, he gets out of it. I think he hits a Stun Dog Millionaire. Eventually, hot tag to Sting, who comes in here. He hits the Stinger Splash on Scorpio, the Stinger Splash on Page, double Stinger Splash. It's insanity. There's then the Scorpion Deathlock, where he locks in this move. But as he's got this locked in, we see Darby also at the same time do the Fujiwara. Scorpio Sky comes and breaks it up. There's then Scorpio who puts Darby in a heel hook, while Sting has Page in a Scorpion Deathlock.
So both legal men are in submissions from the illegal men.
Right, and then they're facing off each other, realizing they're looking at each other. So they start to have a slap fight, start slapping the shit out of each other here. Great spot.
And then they start gouging each other's eyes out.
They're insane.
Just putting their thumbs in their eyes. It's nuts.
Yeah, just insane. So they start beating the hell out of each other. Darby and Paige are like taking each other out to the outside, which leads Scorpio and Sting. Scorpio gets the best of Sting here, but Sting comes out with like this, like a sunset flip into some near falls. You're getting Sting doing some stuff that I kind of didn't expect him to do.
He looked pretty quick as well. He was moving well.
Yeah, he was. And Scorpio goes for his slingshot cutter, his finisher, but it's countered into the Scorpion death drop, and Sting pins Sky. It's showtime.
Again, a really entertaining match. Sting looked great, I thought. Paige and Sky brought it. I thought like that throw from Paige to Darby was nuts. Darby just bouncing around like he always does. I found this a really enjoyable match, and I thought Sting looked great, and this is a great way to use him with younger talent, hiding his weaknesses, showcasing his strengths. This is how you showcase a legend, I think, like this.
Yeah, of course. I got to crack a claw out for Sting making his in-ring debut here, because, I was so excited when they brought Sting in.
You love Sting.
My favorite wrestler in the entire world,
Yeah,
Sting. I will say I thought he looked good. Obviously, the dude's like older. We had people in the Twitch chat, probably Brandon from New Jersey, trolling off about, oh, Sting, he looks old, his arms. It's like, well, he's an old dude. Like, dude, like, he looked great, honestly. Like, the whole thing is, they're not saying, look, oh, Sting's finally in AEW. I don't like when they're like, he's never looked better. Like, they didn't say that tonight.
Exactly.
They have said it before, but I'm like, no, don't say that. Like, you got to make it, you sound honest.
As long as, are you entertained by it? And I was. Is this guy going for the AEW title and doing 30-minute matches that he shouldn't be doing against people? No, he's in this tag match, and you're getting that nostalgia, and you're seeing Sting look good and move well. I really enjoyed this.
Yeah, I thought it was really, really fun. It definitely highlighted Sting, and then it showed Darby again, another crazy Darby spot that is just throwing him into the crowd. But yeah, this was everything it needed to be, and it didn't overstay its welcome at all. I didn't find, but great stuff. Does Sting wrestle again?
Of course,
one day.
Of course, yeah.
With his son.
He's got to have that Cody match for the Battle of Atlanta or something. I don't know.
Battle of America?
Battle
Sting
of America,
versus
yeah.
American Dream Cody. I loved the look of Sting and Darby, the face paint. Darby's face paint was on point as well, but great look, great pairing. I would have liked to see them get into the car and like drive off. Get another movie or something. Maybe the feud's not over. We go to the AEW World Title match. I believe this is the first triple threat or three-way match here. Kenny Omega, the AEW champion, defending against Pac and Orange Cassidy. So the story, classic WWE shit, where Kenny took out both guys and went, well, I guess I don't have to fight anyone. Psych, you got to fight both of them. So that's why this match came into place. We were thinking that maybe they had other plans for this Kenny title defense, maybe Rey Fenix, but apparently maybe that wasn't the case or something. But overall, this seems weird. It's like an eyebrow raise, especially if you look back in a few years, like, wait, what? It was Pac, Orange Cassidy, and Kenny? But then you're like, oh, that sounds like it could be really good. That sounds like it could be really awesome. And it was. And this is what we got here. We had Pac coming out. He's always angry, but he's got a chip on his shoulder. He feels like he can do this. Orange Cassidy comes out looking all casual. His entrance with the thumbs up is just, he's not even, when they do his name, he's just chilling. But then Kenny Omega comes out, the belt collector, and he's got all of his belts. How many belts does he have?
AEW, Impact, TNA, AAA.
4 titles. He's rocking all of them. He was like definitely Ultimo Dragon. Who else has rocked like all these multiple titles? He finally looked like an epic like entrance. This is what he needed to do. This. It was a long time coming. Like the epic title defense, come out with all these. You've been doing this. They don't mention it on the show. They didn't mention the titles.
No.
But he comes out looking like a fucking boss. Like, so you're like, yeah, all right. It looks good. So this match starts off and it's all hell breaking loose from the get-go. There's Pac hitting moonsaults. There's shotgun drop kicks. There's a This Is Sparta style kick from Kenny to Pac, which is nuts. He does the tope to both guys. There's a 450 splash from Pac that breaks up a bridging attempt from Kenny and Orange, which was nuts. Crazy exchanges. There's suplexes and German suplexes. The snapdragons from Kenny on Orange are just insanity. There's then super kicks. There's Kenny goes for a super snapdragon suplex, which would just kill someone. But Orange counters it by putting his hands in his pockets.
Yeah.
Which would actually break it out.
Which was a great spot. Like, Cena and I kind of felt that Cassidy didn't get the reaction we thought he would on Friday on Dynamite with the crowd. He definitely got it tonight. And spots like this, being on the top rope and doing that desperate babyface holding on from this super avalanche, like dragon suplex, but managing to do his pocket gimmick as well. The crowd went crazy for this, and this was very fun.
Yeah, Kenny couldn't get the move, but then Pac jumps up and then hits a suplex on Kenny, but off the top. And this was nuts. Like overhead, full rotation. Kenny just eats it. And then Orange lands on his feet and kips up with his hands still in his feet. Just insane.
His hand's still in his feet?
Sorry, his hand's still in his pockets while he kips up is insanity. There's a Tiger Driver 98, and then that, like... is it Hell's Wrath, the like assisted German thing, which Kenny used to do? It's just insane. There's then a Michinoku driver from Orange Cassidy, a snap brainbuster from Pac, sunset bombs. There's an avalanche Falcon Arrow from Pac to Kenny. Orange just throws Pac and goes for the pinfall. A great near fall here, with the crowd definitely bit. There's Orange Cassidy doing his classic like fake no sell kicks to Kenny and Pac, and then it's doing it to Pac,
yeah.
And then Pac just kicks him in the dick, just straight up low blow, just because he's not taking any of this bullshit here. Love this spot so much, and then hits a flying corkscrew to Kenny, and then the Black Arrow to Orange. And this was a great camera work from the crew of AEW, because as it was like at a 2.9, Kenny flies into the bottom of your screen to break it up just barely. Great
This is
spot.
great, yeah.
There's then a Black Arrow up top to Kenny, but it's missed. And then there's like a one-winged angel countered into an octopus stretch. There's the beach break from Orange. Orange punches. Don Callis gets involved to break up a near fall somehow. There's an Orange punch to him. There's more octopus stretches. What's the Saturn rings, whatever Pac calls it.
The Brutalizer.
The Brutalizer, yeah. And then I think it's Kenny. Kenny sees that Pac has Orange in the Brutalizer, so he goes to kick him, but he's not breaking it. He's like screaming at him, like, I'm not letting him out of this hold. He's gonna tap. So Kenny instead beats up the referee.
Great spot. I love this.
Don comes out now, and he's like, and he gets taken out. He gives, I think it's then a new ref comes in, and it's referee Aubrey.
Aubrey comes out.
She comes for the save here, but it's before this when Don gives Kenny the Impact title. He nails Orange with it. The TNA title, nails Pac with it. The AAA title, nails Pac with it. Then the AEW title. So all 4 titles were used for headshots here. Pac is bleeding, but as Kenny does this, Orange hits Kenny with an orange punch, and this is where Aubrey is with the save to count it, but Kenny kicks out and turns the pin into a crucifix pin. Aubrey counts the 3, and Kenny retains in all the chaos. Wow.
Again, a really fun match. So much shenanigans in this. But you know what? I love the shenanigans. This is an Orange Cassidy world title match. It should be nuts. And it was. I think all 3 guys... Pac is this guy you know as a high flyer, but has this really brutal edge to him. Kenny is just this, I don't know how you describe him, just this unique, vicious...
He's got a little bit of everything.
He's got a bit of everything, right? And then Orange Cassidy, who's essentially like this lucha libre wrestler, but with this comedy, lazy gimmick. It gelled together so well, and I thought all 3 guys were so entertaining here. I loved all the nonsense at the end. I said before, there's no way Kenny's not winning this, but as long as there are moments where I believe Orange Cassidy could win, you sold me, and they did it. That near fall where Kenny just jumped in to break it up as you said, the camera work there was great. I thoroughly enjoyed this. Kenny won. We thought he'd win, but they delivered.
Yeah, you on paper this looks like ridiculous and chaotic, almost like your indie dream card match, right? Like at a PWG or something. It's like really weird that the three characters coming together, but then, like, yeah, it was brutal. They were dropping each other with all these crazy moves. And the exchanges, it felt like for long periods of time, they was just like nonstop, where they had to be on point for all the different cues of intertwining with each other. Like there's definitely some professionalism that has to come into play.
It was very tight.
To do all that stuff, like you got to be on top. Like the reason it's one of the main matches is because you got to be on point. And I thought all of them were really good. I think myself, I love Orange Cassidy. I got the T-shirt, everything, but I think even I'm like, but it's Orange Cassidy. But then they had parts in the match, especially when Aubrey comes out. They were almost doing the Roman Reigns, right?
Yeah.
It's like nailing him. Kenny was just gonna like stack him and smash him, right? But it's Orange who gets the sneak like pin here, and you're like, holy shit! Imagine.
This was very Attitude Era.
In
the best sense of it.
Yeah.
Of just so overbooked, but it made it like the crowd were into it. The crowd were into every single character here. The crowd was getting mad when Good Brothers and people were coming out. It was, I found this so entertaining.
Oh, I really like this. I mentioned I like the Young Bucks match as my match of the night, but honestly,
not Good Brothers.
Don.
Don.
I loved that match. This could arguably be my match of the night as well. I feel like I would rewatch this one back because it was just like so chaotic and so good. I'm a big Kenny fan and definitely brings it. It's like there's a good mix of the comedy was only sprinkled in at certain points, so you can't say it's a comedy match because it wasn't, but it had some crazy
and Orange
shit.
Used the comedy like effectively as a wrestler.
Yeah,
whenever he used it, it was a deliberate thing. Very good stuff.
So Kenny retains, which means he's got to face Jungle Boy and potentially Hangman. So that's the end game for me.
Yeah.
All out. Book it.
But it's time for the main event. Sammy Guevara versus Sean Spears.
Well, actually, you missed something because there was a huge announcement. They always have huge announcements. First, they announced Full Gear is coming in November, where was it? Oh, St. Louis, I think?
Yeah.
Not as exciting. I can't say I'm too excited to go to that. But Tony Schiavone reminds us to all watch Rampage and says, watch another hour of wrestling. It's going to be important. But they have a new analyst for this show.
Oh, shit, yeah.
And the analyst is not... It's going to be on TNT, so I figured it was Wayne Gretzky because that was some big news this week. And at TNT signing analyst Wayne Gretzky.
Okay.
But their analyst here is not quite the great one, but it's sexual chocolate. Mark Henry, the world's strongest man, comes out. He's going to join is he going to comment? What is an analyst here in wrestling? I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know.
He's here.
Big Show brought his mate in. They'll team up. They'll face the Young Bucks.
You want that match?
Yes. Do you not?
You want Young Bucks versus...
I'm like, no, I don't want that match. And then I'm like, I'm kind of curious.
All I know is Mark Henry came out in a blue suit and not a salmon suit. So I was like, all right, I believe everything that they're saying. If he came out in a salmon suit, I'd be like, you're here for something different. But yeah, if that was the case, if he was in the salmon suit, then he'd be like, you thought I want a title shot. So we go to our main event, the Stadium Stampede. We have the Inner Circle versus the Pinnacle. Now this takes place on the field in the stadium here in Jacksonville where the Jaguars play, and then they all fight everyone, and it's just going to be this big fight. We've seen it last year, and the stip is if Inner Circle lose, they got to disband and they can never be together again. And epic entrance from Inner Circle, I thought, where they like coming down on these, like they got like fire, this wall of their logo on fire, and then they come on down. It was kind of like, I'm thinking Jericho, obviously 80s music influences and everything he does. Remind me of something like that, like a big like Kiss or something. Like think of like big metal bands flying in.
Yeah, like the dropping in on the...
It looked cool.
I can't remember. The ropes.
Yeah. Well, the Stadium Stampede, then the the Pinnacle guys show up in trucks because they're real Americans. This is a real American match. Everyone's in cowboy boots. Everyone's in jeans. You got MJF in like bedazzled jeans with knee pads that are the scarf. What is this scarf? The Burberry scarf?
Yeah.
Yeah, knee pads. He's hiding in JBL's limo. That's randomly here as well. And it's an all-out brawl here. So all these guys are fighting. It's apparently like taped the night before, but they're just fighting. So I kind of feel bad for the crowd here because you just watched this whole epic show and then now you're just watching on the screen. So it's definitely got to take me back down a peg, especially since there's a lot of people here. So they're all watching what we were watching. All these guys are fighting all over the place. MJF finally comes out of the limo thinking it's safe, but Jericho was tricking him. So they start fighting all over the place. They're in this backstage area. MJF throws hot coffee at Chris Jericho, knowing that that's how he started a feud with Kane. MJF and Jericho are like brawling all over the place through this Jaguar studio. And then there's the Jaguar manager guy.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, apparently he's someone.
Urban Meyer?
Yeah.
I don't know. He throws Jericho some footballs. So he throws them at MJF and he's like, have a good season. So they're fighting all over the place. He throws MJF like through some walls and glass walls and stuff like that. It then just cuts to Wardlow and Jake Hager, and they're going at it now. Hager, of course, screaming at Wardlow. They then fight into a walk-in freezer or walk-in fridge here.
Yeah, is it Wardlow tries to trap Hager in the walk-in fridge?
Wasn't much of an attempt,
but doesn't close the door properly. And then Hager roars and charges at him.
So then they fight in the walk-in freezer, which has swinging, hanging meat.
These pigs, yeah.
Pigs cut up. I don't know if those are real pigs.
I don't think so.
So they're fighting all over. There's like a uranagi onto some of the crates and some of the food from Hager. But Wardlow seems to, in fridges, sometimes they got those vents. Well, of course, there's icicles in some of them. I mean, we've watched Batman and Robin. There's a lot of icicles in that movie out of the vents. Wardlow grabs one of these icicles and threatens to shank Hager with it. Icicle. This is like the Goldberg Santa Claus movie. That's how he kills people.
True, yeah.
So he gets beat up. It then cuts to a musical number.
Fuck. Yeah, I forgot about this. Yeah.
Sean Spears it's all dark.
Sean Spears is channeling Chicago. He had it coming. He had it coming.
This definitely took a weird turn for me. I was like, huh? Is this like a Michael? I'm gonna paint the picture. It's like dark. You've all fucking seen it. It's dark. One spotlight, like bluish hue, on him sitting on a chair in a room full of other chairs, in a storage facility full of chairs, where they keep all the chairs in this building. This guy is sitting in the middle of it, and all I can think of is like he's sitting there and the lights. It's like Flashdance. It's like striptease. It's like a Michael Jackson video, West Side Story. He's about to break into some song and dance. And they kind of almost do, because then Sammy Guevara just shows up and is like, here he is, the chairman. I would have known the chairman is hanging out where all the chairs are in storage. So then they start fighting each other, and it's almost like a musical number. Like they're like, da, da, da.
Yeah, for like a second they're like throwing chairs, but it's like choreographed and they're dancing around.
So they're beating him up, and was Sean Spears knew that Sammy would find him here?
I think he was just saying, can you imagine the match ended and
there?
Sean's just sat there the whole time and no one found him? They go, the winner of the match, the Inner Circle, and he's like, just sat there
I've
in
been
his
waiting
chair.
this whole time.
Oh, had this whole routine prepared and no one came.
You ever play hide and seek where like you send someone to go hide, but then you just never go?
You just never go and look for him, yeah.
That's Sean Spears.
Yeah.
You just wait there, busting out musical numbers. So he beats up Sammy Guevara, and then they basically fight like into more storage stuff. Sammy Guevara does some parkour, gets out of him, beats him up, sends him flying through some like more storage. But in the end, it's actually Spears who handcuffs Sammy, so he's like stuck there, and then leaves the scene, like disappears. Then it cuts to a bar in Daly's place in the stadium here, and it's like all these colorful lights, music playing, people sitting at a bar, a club for some reason is going on.
It didn't look as much of a legit bar as last year's.
It had people though. It had lots. It had people sitting down
Okay.
and DJ, and it had actual people there. But we see my highlight of the night. I don't know. Sting taking his shirt off was definitely the highlight of the night. But close second, I said tarps off for Sting. Well, tarps off for Tully, because Tully Blanchard is hanging out at the bar with FTR. So they all got the Pinnacle shirts. All the guys in the Pinnacle are wearing the new Pinnacle shirt with like their arms cuts off of the shirts. Tully decided to like not only cut the arms but like cut out the middle pieces too, like classic wrestling. So Tully's got some side boob action going on here.
Yeah.
Shout out Tully Blanchard.
He looked great.
Tully's.
I love this guy.
Yeah. So they're all hanging out at the bar with their cowboy boots on as Santana and Ortiz show up to the bar. And they're beating people up to walk on over. It's like Roadhouse here. And they're going to have a drinking contest with FTR. So they have an honor thing. Like, we're going to drink and then we're going to fight. So they do that. They all drink and then they fight. As Tully's, like, getting involved, the DJ stops the music and gets involved, revealing himself to be Conan.
Explains why my Twitter DMs have been quiet today.
Yeah. He's been DMing you.
He's been DMing me.
Hey, bro, do you listen to
Hey,
my
you
show?
listen to my podcast? All right, I'll shout you out. Keep it 100.
Gotta get him on the show.
Yeah.
Talk about this, how he was the DJ.
Best match ever, Conan.
Now it turns into this giant brawl. Everyone in the bar is fighting. There's music playing. There's like bottles being thrown at the Proud and Powerful guys. At one point, they take out FTR. They beat the shit out of them, and then they grab Tully, and then they stab him in the head.
Yeah.
They stabbed
he deserved
Tully.
it.
He did. He's been kind of nasty. He did deserve it lately. Tully gets stabbed in the head, and then there's choke slams through some wood. This is where it just cut. Sorry, this is where it just cut drastically.
This was a weird cut.
Yeah, sorry. So the choke slam through the wood cuts back to Hager and Wardlow.
Yeah,
just
but
randomly.
the last scene was kind of stylized. It
was
felt
music.
cinematic. There was music.
Because there's commentary through this whole thing, but certain parts of the commentary kind of like bows out a bit.
And then they went, hey, Impact, do you want to film this next bit?
And then all of a sudden, it's just these guys fighting.
Yeah.
It was just really weird. So then Wardlow and Hager fighting. Hager takes him out with like things, like I mentioned, through some wood. We see what Jericho and MJF again fighting through the offices. There's a cutout of, is it
Shad Khan?
Sean Khan? Yeah, I thought you said Shao Kahn from Mortal Kombat. Sean Khan?
No, Shad Khan.
Shad Khan. Sorry.
Tony's dad.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Shao Kahn. So there's a spot where like they're like, oh, sorry, and like Jericho like fixes the standout cutout thing here. They're fighting in some sort of office. MJF hits Jericho with a pile driver on like an actual office, like boardroom meeting table, and it looked like it would hurt more than an actual wrestling table. But I wish it broke, but it didn't. In all offices you find handy staplers and stuff. So Jericho grabs a stapler and staples some stuff to MJF's head. But then MJF finds a hammer and goes to bash Jericho's arm with it, but he gets out of it and smashes him with a trash can. And, of course, grabs a baseball bat and beats him the hell up. It cuts to Shawn Spears wandering around the halls, and all of a sudden, these motorcycles lights turn on in the distance. And it's the Inner Circle Motorcycle Club who chase off Shawn Spears and drive away. Were these the guys in like a few?
They did the entrance with Inner Circle recently, yeah.
Are these just Jericho's friends from Sturgis Bike Rally, or
Yeah,
I don't know. So these guys chase him off, and then it cuts finally to the live crowd here in Jacksonville. Jericho and MJF fighting down these steps, beating the hell out of each other. I think Jericho powerbombs MJF through like a table at one point. Again, like around the crowd area. It cuts to Shawn Spears finally evading these motorcycle guys. But then in the distance, lights turn on. It's deja vu. It's a golf cart. But instead, it's Sammy who's driving it. He gets his vindication here. Chases down Sean Spears, who's gunning it, and he hits him with the golf cart.
He runs him over, yeah.
He hits him with the golf cart and then gets out of it, and the crowd reaction, they get back into it.
This is now live, yeah.
Yeah, this is all live now after this going forward. And it's Sammy and Sean Spears who go into the middle of the ring now. It's Sean Spears who delivers this nasty chair shot to the head of Sammy. Sammy kicks out, though, hits him with the go to hell, the torture rack into the knee lift. Sammy goes up for the 630 senton, nails Sean Spears with it, and pins him.
Yeah,
Inner Circle, don't disband.
Inner Circle, don't disband. Big moment. Stampede. Judas playing, everyone singing. Good end to finish the show. But
did I miss something though?
Yeah, I loved this show. I thought this was a really, really solid show.
Yeah.
And I think had this have been a show where we didn't have crowds, I'd have maybe been into the Stadium Stampede. I felt there were a couple of retreads from before, like with Sean Spears getting chased down. Stadium Stampede last year came at the perfect time because we'd just gone into this lockdown and there were no crowds, and it was what can we do creatively to entertain, and I think they did such a great job. We don't need this now. You've got a great full arena, and then essentially you have this awesome show main evented by Sammy Guevara versus Sean Spears.
For 4 minutes, not even, maybe.
None of the others came out. Again, Proud and Powerful, who I think are great, wasted on this. They barely did anything in the filmed bit. I quite enjoyed Wardlow and Hager's back and forth, but this was nothing on last year's. And have a live crowd and just give you Spears versus Guevara, no. I thought this was a weekend to a very, very good show.
100% agreed. I loved this show. It had all these matches that I genuinely got into. Again, going into the show, you're like, it's kind of a strange card, but there could be some good stuff on it. And from the beginning, Cage and Paige definitely put me in a good mood from starting off hot. The tag matches, the Sting stuff, everything was crazy. And just seeing the way that it was shot with the crowd just made it feel so special. And then you cut to this, and it was the entrances were cool and everything. And then as it started going, you're like, okay, it's feeling kind of WCW backstage brawl kind of thing. It's all right, okay. And then to come back with only Sammy Guevara and Sean Spears, and then it's just Sean getting beat up and pinned right away.
Yeah, I think you could have cut maybe 6 minutes off the pre-filmed stuff, and then gone to all of them around the actual live stadium paired up fighting, because then you can be after I was in the Santana Ortiz section, I was in the MJF Jericho bit. Have them all make their way down to the ring and actually have a bit of a finish with all of them.
It was very weird. I thought it was close to midnight our time, Eastern time, and they were pushing up to midnight, and we were like, maybe the window closes and they had to cut stuff out to make it finish faster. But I don't know. I didn't hate the match overall. It had some cool stuff. I would also agree that it didn't touch last year's Stadium Stampede match, but it had some cool stuff that I was definitely getting into. But I was it has to lead to some huge finale. Last year's was a one-winged angel on Guevara off the top of the field through this created thing, whatever. But it just ended, and I was like, wait, I feel like did we skip ahead? Wait, what? There's got to be an angle after. There's got to be something. No, it was just over.
Yeah.
All right.
It wasn't terrible. It definitely didn't take me on the show.
No.
This was very much a thumbs up show from me.
For sure.
I'll have to rewatch a bunch of this to determine what my match of the night was, because I was thoroughly entertained by
for sure
pretty much all of it. Just again a bit of a fluff ending for me from AEW.
Yeah, I feel
on a big gimmick match.
Yeah. I wasn't a big fan of the blood and guts, and obviously the exploding barbed wire death match had its wet fart ending here. there. And here, like, I wouldn't say it was as bad because it's like, yeah, the crowd went home happy. Sammy Guevara won. The Inner Circle don't disband. They hug it out and all that. But I'm like,
I'd have opened with this.
yeah,
Really.
yeah, 100%.
But maybe it was a timing thing. Maybe some things went long. Because I felt a lot of matches went long. I think every match, as much as I enjoyed them, you could have probably shaved a couple of minutes off. Obviously, WWE doesn't have the problem with the network. They can go. But AEW probably still have a window of time they've got to get it into.
I'm going off Wikipedia here, but it says the Inner Circle Stadium Stampede Pinnacle match was 31 minutes, 30 seconds.
Okay.
Which was the longest match of the show, obviously. The world title triple threat was 27 minutes, and everything else was the Jungle Boy, the Battle Royal thing, yeah. The Bucks tag
But the
match
actual length of the Stadium Stampede of actual live content is 4 minutes?
Yeah. I didn't quite get into the Stadium Stampede like I did the last year. We even did a best match ever, top 10 matches of.
It was in there.
And people voted for it because it was a lot of fun. It's not necessarily like a quote-unquote wrestling match, but it's something different. And they went for that. I wouldn't say thumbs down on it. Just I was a little taken aback by the ending. I was like, I feel like there was some cuts or something why they didn't do it. But does this mean Sean Spears is kicked out of the Pinnacle for doing his? He was sitting down in his chair. You said it was like Chicago.
Yeah, it was Chicago.
What was that TikTok meme where you do the silhouette challenge?
Right.
Put your hands on. Yeah, that's what he was doing, definitely. Overall, I love the show.
Me too.
I thought they definitely delivered with solid matches, and they got me really invested. And they announced some matches for Dynamite this week and the upcoming week. The Jungle Boy Kenny match in 2 weeks. Bull rope match this week coming up.
Dustin Camarado, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So you don't have a match of the night that you picked?
Not yet, no. Actually, I really enjoyed a bunch of them. The Hangman Page Cage. I enjoyed the tag match with Mox and Kingston and the Bucks. I enjoyed the Sting Derby match. I enjoyed Sheeta Britt. I enjoyed the pre-show. I really enjoyed this show, actually. I thought it was a very solid effort. No, I don't have a favorite.
Yeah, I genuinely liked a lot of the stuff on it, and it makes me want to watch the weekly. It makes you want to watch this week to see the fallout and what's going forward.
Yeah.
So
and Mark Henry, who'd have thought?
Holy Mark Henry! And the Inner Circle don't have to disband.
No,
which means that you can still wear your Inner Circle merch for time to come. So excited! AEW thumbs up. That was a lot of fun. Shout out everyone who joined us in the watch along on the Twitch and everyone in the Twitch chat now. Reminder, every Tuesday we go live on Twitch while we record UpNXT, and we go live and talk all about NXT. And then usually Wednesdays we do the Dynamite stuff, but perhaps maybe Fridays or Saturdays going forward for the little while they change things up. But follow the socials for all the updates and all the stuff, and yeah, that's it.
That's it. Yeah, I think I haven't even spoken to you about this yet. I'm not sure what your schedule is, but we'll be doing BD Elite again on Saturday at 11 a.m. Obviously with the time changes and stuff, it'll be with me, and whether you're around or Sino or someone else, but we'll be doing that again this Saturday morning. It was fun last week, a bit of a brunch time AEW chat. I loved it. So... and obviously back with all our regular shows, NXT, UpNXT, our main show on Tuesday night on Twitch.
Yeah, all the stuff. Again, follow the socials because we're doing so many stuff. And the June schedule for the Patreon is coming out with all sorts of fun shows and all the stuff. And we can't say thanks enough. And it was a fun night hanging out and watching wrestling. It seems like we'll be able to go to crowds soon. And it felt like really special seeing people happy and...
Yeah, COVID's over.
COVID's over. COVID's done. It's all over. So maybe
don't quote us on that.
No,
we're just joking. We're joking. We've gone insane. We're being dicks.
I mean, wrestling ended at 12 and it's 2:05
Get
now.
vaxxed, wear your mask, wash your hands, don't see anyone. Come on.
Yeah, and most importantly, watch AEW wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
Listen to us talk about it and all that fun stuff. Thank you so much, guys, for listening and supporting. Check out all the other shows, including that Batman. I'm getting a lot of messages for that Batman show we did. Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. We love the Batman.
We'll be releasing our Street Fighter Assassin's Fist show tomorrow.
Yeah, by the time
a little bit of a delay on that, but we'll get that up for you tomorrow.
Yes. Thank you guys for listening. Take care. goodbye, be safe, and that was Double or Nothing, and I'd say it was double.
Ahoy!
Double good.
First time in a long time, but back like I never left. Taking each day as it comes, you know me, I don't read ahead. Watch me burn down everything, BDE on the TV set. When I'm in control on the road, you could never really know what's up next.